What's up, guys? Pat Gallen here from 97.3, ESPN FM and PhilliesNation.com, along with Mike Gill from 97.3, host of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill, and we're talking about some old Phillies questions that were talked about before the season began. We want to rehash those, talk about that, and see if they've come to fruition. What do you got there, Mike?
Yeah, these were some of the questions going into spring training, and now that we're into the first full month of the season, we're going to go back to some spring training questions and see where the Phillies stand at this point of the season. Number one of the questions, Pat, was Cole Hamels. Has Cole Hamels learned from last year's experiences? What are we thinking of Cole Hamels 1 month into the season?
I think he's done a pretty good job. I mean, you can't really complain about it too much. Last year was just an absolute debacle, but so far this year, I mean, he had that amazing performance in San Francisco when he struck out 10. Kind of got sidetracked by the few runs he gave up in that one inning, but then he followed that up with 8 innings, no earned against St. Louis. I'd say he's doing pretty well. I'd say he's learned.
How long are you giving him?
Till when?
Till we need somebody better.
I'm giving him the whole year. He's got the whole year.
Ooh,
no
no leash for Pat Gallen.
No, you don't.
All-Star break. If they don't have somebody if he can't prove to me by the All-Star break, I think they got to start looking to get somebody else in the rotation. I've been a Cole Hamels backer the whole time. MVP of the World Series. I give you some credit for that. But if he doesn't start turning around by the All-Star break, I got to get a better number 2. Question number 2 with our 97.3 ESPN Phillies beat reporter Pat Gallen, PhilliesNation.com, is Brad Lidge. He's back in Philly. They sent him back. Elbow problems.
Yeah.
Is Brad Lidge closer to 48 for 48 or 11 blown saves?
Unfortunately, the 11 blown saves, and he's not feeling very well right now with that elbow problem. Hopefully, they check it out. Everything's fine, but he threw yesterday and wasn't working out for him, so had to head back to Philly. I don't know. You think this is the end of the road for him? It's getting close.
I'm a big Lidge backer as well. I believe in 48 for 48, but I'm starting to get concerned.
I'm a big Lidge backer, too.
I'm starting to get concerned. Question follow-up, is Jose Contreras the answer, or do they need to look for a deal?
He's not the answer, but I just don't see a deal happening. Simple as that.
We'll keep our eyes open on that. Keep listening to the Sports Bash for more. Question 3, coming into the seasons, is Jimmy Rollins the best leadoff hitter for this team? He's been out. They're winning without him. He's hopefully going to come back sometime either by the end of this month. Is this team better with Jimmy in the leadoff spot, or has Shane taken over that spot?
I think he's still better in the leadoff spot, but consider this. Since he's been gone, how good has Carlos Ruiz been in the 7-hole where Shane Victorino was? So you take one for the other. I mean, Carlos Ruiz has been outstanding. You put him back into the 8-hole, and he's not going to get as many pitches as he's seeing right now because you have the pitcher behind him.
Batabanya's 8th.
That'll work. That'll be a hell of an 8th place hitter.
So you like Shane in the 1 spot, Jimmy where?
I like Jimmy at the 1, but just to bring it up, Carlos has been good in Shane's spot.
Point.
Shane's been pretty good in the 1-hole, but
Absolutely.
Jimmy's better up top, definitely.
Number 4, J.C. Romero struggled the other night, 7th inning, blew the lead in Colorado.
Yeah.
Do we trust J.C. Romero?
Not yet. You can't trust him yet. He's rusty. He's not ready yet. His fastball is down 3 miles per hour from his career average. You're just not going to get anyone out. I mean, you got to bring him along, maybe throw him to 1 or 2 batters. But this whole inning stuff, I think, needs to be shut down for a little while. He's just got to be one of those loogie guys where you come in, see 1 batter, maybe 2 lefties.
Follow-up is, can the Phillies win the World Series without a healthy J.C. Romero? Does that mean they're going to have to look for another left-handed bullpen arm?
Hey, I think they can win the World Series
without
him.
Scott Air, you there?
He wants no parts of this. No, I do think they can win without J.C. Romero. It would be better if he was healthy as that left-handed guy. I think that they need to bring Bastardo in and get him prepared because they're going to need him for the long haul.
One of the big questions we all had before the season is J-Hap the real deal? I said many a times, last year was the best you're ever going to get from him. Can he top that this year?
Well, clearly it hasn't happened. I mean, he's injured, but that doesn't mean he can't be good. Injuries have derailed him. But, he's a number 3, number 4. He can be a pretty good number 4. He's not a number 1 or 2. I mean, we're not mistaking him for that. But as a number 4 in this rotation, I don't see why he couldn't be a guy that could win 12, 13 games every year.
All right, Cliff Lee won 2 World Series games. If Roy Halladay wins 2, who wins the other 2?
Cole Hamels and Joe Bland.
Ooh. We'll dissect that more as the season goes on. And before we go, real quick, what's worth?
a lot more now than the beginning of the season.
You
Can't
paying?
put a number.
Oh, you paying him?
I'd like to pay him, but I'm not the one writing the checks, so.
Not $18 million. I'm not
No.
giving him. $18 million is too much. All right, Pat Gallen, our 97.3 ESPN Phillies beat reporter, of course. Listen for him each and every day with live reports from the ballpark. Check out PhilliesNation.com and listen to the Sports Bash on 97.3 ESPN for more Phillies. Check out these videos each week on 97.3 ESPN.com and PhilliesNation.com. And don't forget to check out our Facebook page, Facebook.com, search 97.3 ESPN and Phillies Nation for more on the Phils.